They say it only takes 7 seconds for someone to decide who you are. 7 seconds, that's shorter than the time it takes to unlock your phone. But in those few seconds, your brain is already scanning, judging, and categorizing the person in front of you. And here's the scary part. Once that first impression forms, it's almost impossible to change. Picture this. You're at a coffee shop, waiting for your order. A guy walks in, wearing a sharp jacket, confident posture, smiling at the barista. You instantly assume he's successful, maybe charming, maybe someone with his life together. Then another person walks in, hoodie up, slouched shoulders, eyes glued to their phone. You assume they're shy, maybe introverted, maybe even rude. But here's the truth. Both of those judgments could be completely wrong. You didn't talk to either of them. You just made a story in your head in 7 seconds. That's what psychologists call thin slicing, the brain's ability to make quick judgments based on limited information. It's an evolutionary shortcut. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors didn't have time to analyze if someone was friend or foe. They had to know instantly whether to trust, fight, or run. That instinct still lives in us today, but now it's judging people in classrooms, job interviews, and first dates. A Princeton study found that people make up their minds about someone's trustworthiness in less than 1/10 of a second, just from their face. That's 100 milliseconds. Before a word is spoken, before a handshake happens, your brain has already decided how it feels about them. And what's crazier, once that snap judgment is formed, it tends to stick, even if later information proves otherwise. Let's take this into a real-life moment. Imagine walking into a job interview. You've spent days preparing what to say, how to highlight your achievements, all your strengths. But the second you walk through that door, the interviewer's brain is already making silent notes. Your clothes, your smile, your handshake, even how you make eye contact, all of it silently writes your story in their mind. They're not doing it on purpose, it's just psychology. First impressions rely heavily on warmth and competence. People want to know, can I trust this person? And are they capable? Those two questions shape almost every social interaction you'll ever have. That's why confident body language, eye contact, and a genuine smile go further than you might think. You're not just showing who you are, you're signaling that you're both friendly and capable. Two things people are hardwired to respond positively to. But here's the dark side. Once someone labels you, even unconsciously, confirmation bias kicks in. That means their brain starts filtering every new piece of information to match their first impression. If they think you're confident, they'll notice every little thing that confirms it. If they think you're awkward, they'll ignore your best moments and focus on the nervous ones. It's a psychological trap, and we all fall for it, even when we don't realize it. Think about the last time you met someone who rubbed you the wrong way, for no real reason. Maybe their tone, their clothes, or just their vibe didn't sit right. You probably noticed every little thing afterward that proved your first instinct correct. That's your brain doing what it does best, protecting your initial story. But the good news is, you can use this knowledge to your advantage. Because even though first impressions happen fast, they're not entirely out of your control. Your brain may be judging others, but theirs is judging you too, and there are ways to tip the scales in your favor. For example, posture. Standing tall and open signals confidence, even if you're nervous inside. Humans instinctively read posture as a sign of dominance and self-assurance. The same goes for your eyes. Holding eye contact for even a few seconds creates trust and warmth. Smiling, when genuine, triggers mirror neurons in the other person's brain, causing them to feel good just by looking at you. It's literally contagious emotion. And here's something subtle: how you speak. People who use steady pacing, a calm tone, and clear articulation are often perceived as more confident and intelligent. But rush your words or sound hesitant, and the brain automatically tags you as unsure. Again, these are snap judgments, not facts, but feelings that shape how others remember you. In social settings like meeting new friends or going on a first date, the same rules apply. People aren't listening just to what you say. They're subconsciously observing everything about you. The way you stand, how often you smile, how engaged you seem. Even mirroring someone's body language, subtly matching their posture or gestures, can make them feel more comfortable around you. It's a psychological signal that says, "I'm like you." And our brains love people who feel familiar. But here's something even more powerful: authenticity. Because while you can control how you present yourself, people are surprisingly good at detecting fakeness. When you pretend too hard, your facial micro-expressions, those tiny involuntary movements, can betray you. Your smile might not reach your eyes, your laugh might sound rehearsed, and even if the other person can't explain it, their brain picks up that something feels off. That's why genuine confidence, not forced, makes the strongest first impression. Now let's go back to those 7 seconds. Imagine every time you meet someone new, you're giving them a 7-second preview of your character. Not a performance, but a snapshot of your energy. What story do you want those 7 seconds to tell? If you walk into a room with your shoulders up, a small but real smile, eyes open and present, you're communicating more than words ever could. You're saying, "I'm confident, I'm safe, and I belong here." That's something people feel before they even think it. At the end of the day, first impressions are like psychological filters. We can't avoid making them, but we can learn to manage them and to question them, because that quiet person at the corner of the room might have the most interesting story. That flashy guy with the perfect smile might be wearing it to hide something. So, next time you meet someone new, whether it's a date, a job, or just a stranger, remember, both of your brains are playing a silent game of judgment. You have 7 seconds to tell your story. Make it one that feels real. And if you like diving into how the mind secretly shapes your world, hit that follow or subscribe button, because trust me, once you understand how people think, you'll never see social life the same way again.